Can they see our cursors, by the way? Don't think.
1 second. It's on delay, I think, no matter what you do. So give me a second here. No, not while you're in the gray. Yeah, I can hear you now. Now your delay caught up.
Sure.
Well, one of these days you get my name right.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, so the reason I went blue building in the middle is for very good console coverage. You see both flanks, the far left and the far right. Obviously, if you're on the grey building, I think you've got some nicer fire lanes across the board. That's also really cool. Yes, but obviously this means that the white company player does have to be quite careful about how they move their fire team. They are currently reasonably close together. There are 2 Fusiliers in particular that could be splashed. So it's a tricky one. Yes. Sure, just sorting out some impetuous movement. Have a look at it. Yes. Well, this is my first time viewing the map, but I must say, if I was the white company player, I would have done something very similar to what they've done. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, I understand. So it seems that there's probably a pick-off against this orc over the other side of the board here. So if this goes ahead, the orc is probably shooting on, what, 8s or something? Maybe less, because it's probably outside of 32, actually. That's correct, in a Harris, I think. Smoke goes down. I believe it's a Harris. Yeah, we've got a Jujak and a hideout. I just wonder if it can actually be seen, but I suppose I'm just spectating, not playing, so that's for them to decide. And one thing I'm noticing in particular, actually, about the white company's list is that it does seem to have some quite potent defensive options. You've obviously got the orc in that Harry's team, and you've got the core-linked hideout sniper. So I think the combined army player needs to be a little bit careful about how they move up, placement of smoke and this kind of thing. Of a Fusilier. Maybe just trying to fix something, I suppose. I don't know. Tiger's moving up. Okay. don't know what that roll was for, to be perfectly honest with you. Was it a dodge? I imagine it was probably a dodge.
I am wondering if the white company player has seeded the right console, because I don't know if the Führerbot can actually see the right console.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. I don't think he can see it.
So I think the Combine Army player is probably going to push up on the right console, then use that as a launching point to attack the Führerbot, possibly.
Mm.
I am not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm the audio on the YouTube. Yeah, audio on YouTube is all good to go.
One of the things that's really interesting to me is that the white company player's placement of the hideout seems reasonably conservative, in the sense that it obviously can't see most of the board, which is a reasonable thing to do. But I'm questioning this bulleteer in the middle that can see that central console. To me, if I was going to place anything overlooking a console, I'm not entirely sure it would be a bulleteer. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's a really good point.
I think, unfortunately, on the position. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's say, unfortunately, I think from this position, I don't know if the Chronotid was down in deployment. I think the bulleteers just get munched by the Chronotid.
Yeah, I imagine so. Because I think line of fire is drawn now. Probably just right. So that whatever they call it now, mimetism -6. I was about to say ODD. That mimetism -6 just won't be doing anything.
Yep.
It's incredibly hard, I think, personally, playing against vanilla combined army, especially on a mission like this. You want to set up AROs to stop easy access to the consoles, but you know that you're going to be facing something like a Tronted or an Avatar or something similar. So it's a very difficult decision to make about what you leave exposed and what you hide.
Yeah, Combine Army is definitely one of the more elite armies, and as a result, they have things that can crush through arrow pieces. But also as a result, if they ever get caught out by an arrow piece, it hurts just way more.
Right.
All the all-star pieces are in the 60 to 70 point bracket. So
right.
if they do it in arrow, it hurts a lot more to them.
Sad times. Okay, all right. Absolutely. Right. Yes.
Yeah,
I must
be seeing it back up unless the Chronotid wants to waste a couple orders, pumping more bullets into it.
Mm. Right, that makes sense. Just having a look now at. So, what specialists can we see on either side of the board?
Danos.
Right. Yes, up on the side there in the fire team. Oh, and we've obviously got the Mulebot Evo hacker right round at the back.
Oh, so you have a killer hacker on the Harris?
Yes, the hideout. Okay, so actually White Company is reasonably flush with specialists.
Surprised we don't see a Guilang.
It's... Yeah. And this instantly, to me, says something about, you know, some of our missing information. Because if I see a T-drone personally, I'm thinking, okay, you know, my opponent's probably bringing forward observers or more likely hackers. I cannot see too many hackers on the combined army side, so I'm now wondering even more about these camouflage markers. Yeah. Just make it safer. I think. Yes. So obviously the Corrunted is highly favoured in this face-to-face, but obviously it doesn't want to take any shots that it doesn't need to, especially against a Feuerback. So
yeah, as you mentioned, a Feuerback is definitely one of those weapons that can just kill it instantly if it's unlucky. Though these air pieces are doing their jobs, it looks like they're spending quite a few orders on just dealing with them.
Yes,
your orders
I
ready
agree.
to take care of the consoles.
One of the things I'm wondering is, as much as this Orc is quite an easy pick-off in some respects, particularly with the smoke there, I'm also wondering if it's kind of a strictly necessary pick-off at this point in the game. You know, is it a risk that needs to be taken? Two wounds, reasonably high armor, dangerous weapon.
I would argue. No, oh, sorry. Hi, Leo.
Oh,
Whoever you are.
So this is interesting because obviously the Corrunted has 4 decent hits, but they're reasonably low. So with a little bit of luck, this could end quite poorly.
Yeah, he's good for 8s. Orc's looking for 8. That's a lot of wiggle room for the Orc to beat the Corrunted.
Right.
And it looks like Anth is expecting the 8 to come out right now.
This is exactly what I'm saying, right? Like it's obviously Corrunted favoured, but yeah, there we go. There's a 5, and the Orc has won that face-to-face roll, I think. Is it explosive or double action? I thought it was explosive.
It's explosive on the arrow.
Yeah,
he might have done the AP plus double action for the AP.
Yes.
Though I think explosive is still the mathematically sounder choice in this case. Also, to your point of, is it necessary to deal with the Feuerbuck? I would argue no, only by reason of the Datarazzi can take care of it by just throwing smoke at its LOF.
Absolutely.
Neutering the arrow piece.
Unbelievable. And I think the Orc's done it again.
Oh my god. It's like
wow.
For this Corrunted.
And
and it looks like I think it just went through and he's dead.
And this is exactly what I was saying earlier. It might have been a favoured face-to-face roll for the Corrunted, but I was just wondering, is it strictly necessary? Because it's still a big risk. And as we saw, as soon as he loses those face-to-face rolls, he's going to start taking wounds.
Already a known cap.
Right.
I don't think he can get to the Fusiliers in the Harris. Oh, you're talking about the core team, right? You're talking about the core team. I thought you were talking about the Harris. Well, yeah, that's also another option. The Fusiliers will do relatively nothing against them. They could probably just dodge, and that would harm the content not at all.
I'm just going to refresh myself on the unmasking mission.
Yeah. Oh dear. Is this where the? Oh no, they crit him. Oh, this orc.
Absolute hero orc. Dude's getting a promotion.
That is a dead Coronatid.
Yeah.
And that is a huge swing in the White Company player's flavor.
Right, absolutely. That's sad.
That's it.
Interesting. Very interesting. So I am now wondering, what is the combined army player's plan when it comes to playing the actual mission? Right.
Yeah. I imagine those two cannon workers have to be specialists if you want to get the mission done.
Yes. Are we predicting that the... Sorry, go on. Well, I was wondering, are we predicting that the Trontid actually, or Corontid, sorry, may well have been the lieutenant, perhaps? I don't know. I'm just kind of idly thinking through the different scenarios.
And I think they...
Right, absolutely.
It looks like he moved his willpower over to the rightmost cannon marker, so I think that's definitely going to be a specialist there, taking advantage of that willpower to get the objectives.
Yes.
I imagine those are two shrouded hackers or shrouded forward observers.
That would be a very common choice, I think. They're prone. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Delayed.
Possibly. Yes. I'm going to hit you with a wild prediction here. The Corontid was his lieutenant, and one of these camo markers is a Caliban chain of command. Just a wild prediction. Interesting. Looks like a very long-range discover, I think, or something. I don't know. Yeah. Just got very excited because I saw it as a Caliban, but it's the wrong profile. I actually don't know.
I can check that for you right now.
It is, yes. It is. Beautiful.
It is availability 1, so there's no option for Chain of Command Caliban to be on the field anymore.
So that flips the console there over to the combined army player, and I imagine he is just picking an HVT to unveil, or unmask, I suppose, as the mission aptly says. Hmm. The real one. Now, that's it's an interesting choice of HVT to pick in my eyes, because that one there. Interesting. Okay, so that's the decoy. We've had confirmation. That one there's quite difficult to get to. I might have gone for the one personally that was across the way. Yeah. Combined army player obviously running out of orders now, so I think it seems like a reasonable play to back off a little bit. Obviously, because the white company player has taken a reasonably conservative deployment, the combined player should know that it's going to take him a couple of orders to push forward to get to those consoles.
That's not a bad placement. I think the goal there is to have him dodge or fail guts to get behind the truck, making it really hard for the opponent to get to it. Yep, because you are a designated target at that point, not
right.
an HPT.
Exactly, so you're no longer a civilian. It is one of the more interesting strategies for going first in Unmasking, is to try and pull your guys back to make it very hard for them to be got to, which I've seen some players opt to do before.
Yeah, it's acting as a living mine, essentially. Like, company is in a really strong position to deal some damage to the combined army player. Not that he's lost the Chronotet and arrow.
Yes,
that is a big problem. Yeah, he's taking like just a full order just to climb down off that building a little bit more, because not everybody's next to the ladder.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Oh, I think I see what his strategy is now. He's going to use the remotes to push in, and the repeaters on the remotes is going to form a hacking network for the 10 of us to hack people through as they push up into the field.
Oh, that's kind of neat. That is neat.
Oh,
that's really unlucky.
Did he spend command token in there, or did he spend 2 orders and a command token? Or
This is the third command token spent. There we go. It comes back up. Leaving the white company player with just a single command token left on the first turn. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that engineer is obviously in the smaller group, so it doesn't seem as though that group would have been as relevant for pushing up, because he's still got all of the orders in the main group still, so definitely could have tanked another order.
Definitely. Oh, I am sure.
No. Yeah, see, this is what we were talking about, because actually, yeah,
I would. I don't like strategies that restrict certain units from acting as they're supposed to.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he just did the classic thing. Right. 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 Because of course the Peacemaker is a very powerful unit that provides some fantastic throwaway AROs to the faction, and so I think, you know, it seems reasonable to have to play around its larger footprint. Mm. 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 I'm reasonably curious about these movements being made here. That's obviously a Varangian Guard. Have they gone back to Impetuous, or was that regular? I didn't catch it. Yeah, maybe he forgot.
D would have been very cruel. He would have just not let him have any. He would have made him skip his next Impetuous phase 2. Would have been like, you forgot it.
Right. So here's the question for you two. The Peacemaker's moving up with the heavy shotgun. My question is, to what end? What's the end goal of this movement?
I think he's going to push up with the templates and start threatening his opponent's key pieces on the left. He still has a T-drone over there and a paramedic, so if he can knock those out, he's got 1/3 of the specialist down. He's got rid of an important arrow piece. That's covering what I presume is going to be the actual data tracker, because he's covering 2 of the HVTs. I don't hate this play. I'm curious to see how he's going to push in past the T-drone or past the Q-drone.
Right. Right. The R drone over there, yes, is providing some limited ARO presence to that console. Good pickings for the Orc, though. Same kind of movement happening over on the other flank. It looks like the Peacemaker wants to start moving forward. That's okay. I am unsure. Right, as predicted. Yes, the coherency problem. Now, one interesting thing to bear in mind, of course, is that coherency is 8 inches in 2D rather than 3D. So sometimes the tabletop simulator measurements can be a little bit misleading. There we go. Well, I'm not sure about the... I mean, obviously the distinction here is just that this orc spot can be a little bit further away from the peacemaker than it might initially appear. Yes. And I think, as we were saying at the beginning, it's very nice placement if you want to make use of that repeater, because particularly a prone remote up there, welcome to N4, can act as a great deterrent and zone control. However, its movement is severely hampered, and that heavy shotgun is just not going to come into play as much, I think. DS4, yes. Yeah. Everything is estimated.
Oh, so now everything fits then, right? Sure. Oh, okay. Well, let's see.
I think it's one of us.
Check. Yeah, we'll see it.
We will find out who it is. Yeah, I heard you in the background, so it has to be one of us, I imagine. Oh, I see. I see. That's fine. Yeah, I think I prefer this format as well, actually. What's happening with this Therese team? But he's rolling 3 dice. And Feuerbach's a burst 2. Unless he has +1 burst. No, he doesn't. But he's rolling 3 dice. And Feuerbach's a
Nah. Hey, just checking out the stream. Nice to see. It's cool to see this separate format. I hear that I can hear some audio clicks, and then also it looks like somebody is getting double audio on both ends. So Cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I can't actually see what's going on in the game. That's why I need to keep the YouTube up.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I like. I have both up, but I have the YouTube muted, but I'm still getting double audio, which is fine. But it seems like it's based on. It's definitely coming back from somebody's YouTube, so somebody's recording both. But I don't know.
Could you mute your YouTube?
I have, yes.
Oh, I meant Cthulhu.
Oh, but
I closed it, so it should be good.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see.
So it seems like the Harris was maintained.
But
So I closed it, so it should be good.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see.
Oh, wait, now I'm hearing double a bit. What? That wasn't me. I can hear it now too. We are.
I would say the big thing is just I don't know what microphone is it. Your headphones mic, D? No, I've gotten rid of the YouTube stream, and now I'm just hearing the Discord, and I can hear keyboard, and I can hear. I know you've heard that keystrokes. I love my clicky clack mouse.
That's
too.
me. I have a clicky keyboard.
No, I do too. I don't know how I don't get it in my videos. So I don't know what that is. I think
You
it
can
has
set
to
the
do with
sensitivity on Discord and pick up so it doesn't pick up the clicky clacks.
probably what it. Noise suppression also helps. That's looks like something that is also on. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I wish I could help. I'll keep checking out the stream though. We need a technical difficulty emote or something at some point. It's like
it might just come down to running a few tests and stuff. I'm doing a test stream with Perjan later just to make sure everything works, and then.
So I wanted to throw this out there. Actually, maybe this is later. But basically, I wanted to do a test commentary stream on Saturday as well with a team of 2 people plus 2 players. So I'm going to throw that out there once I've set up the OBS setup. So that way, there's a few ideas I wrote down and then drew out on a little clipboard. So I'm working on that UI. So anyway, this Saturday I'm probably going to do a test stream because I know Sunday everybody's got Valentine's Day stuff. So I wanted to do. Yeah, I'm just kind of. I'm just trying to. Anyway. I really like this format where there's the 2 players playing and then somebody, and then there's like a community either commentating or something else. So very cool. You guys are awesome. All right.
Thank you.
I have a few things I got to work on, and I will catch you guys later. All right.
See you.
Hell yeah. All right. Later.
Also, one thing I noticed while we were aside, I think we can safely rule out the gray building for the Noctifer because I think the Noctifer's on the gray building. He would have revealed at this point.
I think if the Noctifer was on the central building, it would have revealed at this point as well.
I think less so because I think from the central building, he could be waiting for the consoles to be activated to release.
Could be waiting for the button press, that's true. Knowing me, I have very poor patience and I would have tried to splash that entire Harris team at once. But that's because my impulse control is terrible.
That's not a bad idea. It's rifle range for the pitcher.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think, as predicted, the White Company player is going for that console that was just guarded by the single R drone, but is also just seeking to get a bit more board control. Repeater goes out.
It looks like the White Company player is trying to get board control before he goes in for the consoles on a second turn.
Yeah,
which is a good idea since he's up such a he's put a deficit on the Combined Army player in terms of points on the table with the Karnatip being knocked out in the arrow. He might also not have a knock defer. It might be a Kodali.
Yes, it's very, very possible. I didn't check the order pools at the beginning. In fact, I really should have done a model count just to get a clearer idea of what's missing. 5 and 5. Okay, interesting. See, this is interesting to me, what's happening here, because the White Company player is left with just 4 orders left, and the Orc Haris has now moved up. Obviously, it's going to flick over to the Combined Army player in just the next couple of orders. I think that's going to leave the Orc and the rest of that team a little bit exposed, arguably, particularly because there's a Datarazi nearby with smoke and like good close combat and all kinds of things like that. I'm wondering whether it was the right point to move it up. Yes. Maybe holding it for the core, perhaps.
I think pushing up at the Fuhrerbach is the correct thing to do. It locks out one angle of approach, and there's nothing on that side of the board that can really challenge the Fuhrerbach in any meaningful way. They're without a Razzi, but they can just add maximum, deal 1 wound, and it's a 50-50 coin flip. If the Nox tries to fight him, he has a very high chance of just being gibbed.
Oh, I anticipate that the Datarazi might get some smoke down and go in for the close combat kill with the double action weapon. It's order intensive, but it could happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Hi.
But one thing this White Company player is doing very, very well is trying to set up the board control through the repeater network. They've obviously brought a lot of hackers, and they're looking to leverage that.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at this. I think the Orc player is unconcerned because the Hideout is watching a lane that the Dadaratsu had to pass, and the Hideout can obviously see through the Dadaratsu smoke.
I'm not sure about line of sight because there are 2 Datarazi, right? There's one by the yellow car, but there's one by the lorry.
I did not see that.
Right, and the one by the lorry can literally just walk around and come up on that bin, the dumpster, and engage like all of them in CC 1 by 1 with just one or 2 orders to get a smoke down.
Well, the Dadaratsu probably dying after the first one with boarding shotguns in this one and this link team.
Sure, he only really needs to get rid of the specialists, and then there's only one specialist there, actually, isn't there? It's the Hideout. Yeah. It's interesting. It's just an interesting position for that Hurry's team to be in because it's somewhat exposed a little bit.
It's exposed, but I think it's a great order sync if the Combine wants to go for it. It's still 6 wounds of models you have to cut through.
That's true.
And at the end of the day, if you're going to spend your orders on it, you're probably going to spend like a majority of your orders. That's getting no objectives done.
Yeah, absolutely. And you really need to question whether it's worth, half a turn or something killing a specialist. possibly not is the answer to that. But we'll see what the combined army player has left in the bag. Obviously, with the death of the Caronted, hoping that he has something else.
Is this where we see the Noctifer?
Maybe. It would be very funny if there just wasn't a Noctifer, but that's half the power of these hidden deployed modules, isn't it? You need to respect them even if they're not in the list. Yes, that's true. I think he really needs to just play around with positioning just to make sure that all of his teams are in the kind of best position they can be as it flips over to the other player's turn.
I think the White Company player might have accidentally boxed himself in because he can't move past the Peacemaker. Oh, did the Noctifer go out? What was that 9?
What was the 9? Did we miss something? Is there a smoke going down or something? Oh, I see. Yeah.
I was really hoping the Noctifer went down and that 9 was the hit roll. See some real carnage going on the lane team. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, because he can't move through a friendly unit that's a bigger silhouette than he is. He'd have to. He could vault over the green boxes, I suppose.
Go around it.
No. Yeah, be able to squeeze past it, then hop over the boxes, though, which I imagine is what he's going to do.
I think actually
so
N4 has changed the movement rules, and I think it's done on the height of the silhouette now, not the number of the silhouette.
Oh, is it? That might be the case.
And so because S4 is actually a shorter silhouette than S2, I think he can just move straight through it. But I will need to get the wiki up to double check that.
I mean, who has time to read the rules in this modern day, right?
Yeah, who reads the rules, right? Yes, a trooper can move through allied models, markers, or templates whose silhouette height is equal to or lower than the height of that troop's silhouette. Yes. So he can actually just walk through it. I think it's one of those subtle N4 changes.
Yep, makes sense. It looks like the hideouts will try to get line of sight on the Tiger. Take it out.
And that really is quite a commanding spot if you were to finish there.
Yeah, I really think the White Company player is committing to the strategy of just dominate and keep the Combined Army penned in while his specialists do the objectives.
Right. He's really, really trying to play that kind of zone control game. We can see the repeaters going out. We can see the strong ARO pieces taking up commanding positions up on the high buildings. And it's interesting because, I think one of the things I noticed about the White Company's list almost immediately when I saw it is just how defensively oriented it is, with the Feuerback Orc and the Hideout Sniper. A lot of players are tempted to take stronger kind of active turn pieces.
Yeah, but this strategy he's employing is definitely working out in his favor. The one question I have is whether they have a hacker under that camouflage marker, then he's going to try to forward observe the team and rain missiles down on them. But even if he does, that repeater and that peacemaker are going to cause trouble because then the Dynamis can just attack him.
It's true. It's true. Because obviously what we need to bear in mind here is that the combined army player can attack the white company player without actually having to take, too many risks with that T-drone there.
Yeah, the T-drone can definitely bomb. Especially all those Fusiliers in the back, like just one missile and the middle one would be...
Oh, that would be gross. And of course, the fizz of a Fusilier is not good.
No, not at all. Oh, checking silhouettes. Oh.
Sure.
To be expected when you face a fully linked sniper rifle.
This might be the moment.
Is this the Noctifer? Wait, what was? What was it, D? What were you saying?
Oh, gross.
Well, I mean, the Peacemaker repeater wouldn't be as relevant because it's right next to the Fusilier hacker. So in that case, you could just not bother with the firewall and go a little bit closer. It's a more relevant question for the Peacemaker on the left side of the board, but I don't think there's a hacker in range of that Peacemaker.
Yeah, this is very long. I think why this order has taken so long in particular, I think, is because perhaps the white company player has realized that he does need to fix his positioning a little bit, and he has just one order to do it. It's all about checking your facings as you're making those movements, because the worst thing you want to do is get to the end of a turn and realize that you need to spend orders fixing all your facings.
Yeah, I mean, a single drop troop with a shotgun can really wreak havoc on that link team.
Right, so we've speculated about the Noctifer, we've speculated about Kodali. Enough
Even
points
be a
left for
Raziat
some
or
other TO or something?
Yeah, Tariot, I think, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, drop suit Tariot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't even have to be anything that fancy. The Tiger is 6/6 movement. There's a ladder on the corner of that building, quite near to the link team, and it can just kind of walk up and start going through them with chain colts or close combat or whatever.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Now I'm looking at it, I think the hideout's actually cut off from seeing the Taiga, and the Taiga can climb up the ladder pretty much in...
Almost unimpeded, I think.
Unimpeded.
Right.
So if he climbs up, he can get on top of the second story and look down the entire link team and just chain code the Peacemaker and all the 3 Fusiliers. Probably the 4 Fusiliers, depending on how he places it. Oh, here's a question. When he counted orders in his first turn, did he have a spot missing?
I think D said he had 5 and 5. Is that right, D, or did I mishear?
That is an interesting setup. So there's 3 slots possibly not being taken out, or possibly not being used.
Right. Yeah. And so you can see that they are literally talking about that Datarazi that I had my eye on, because if it makes its impetuous move, it is going to get dangerously close to that Haris team.
One thing I would notice is that I think he messed up the hideout placement because the hideout is back to him, and he's standing. So
Oh, does he? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yep, he's speculative. I would agree if you're a light infantry. I think with heavy infantry, that's gonna be a little bit too order intensive. Because after the first hit, they're gonna guts out of the way of another grenade toss.
Yeah, it's true. They'll kind of split out, won't they?
Yeah, see.
Right. Yeah, so remember with guts, you can't actually move 2 inches unless you could get better cover or what's the other option? Move out of line of sight.
With templates, you can use it to escape the danger, the blast
The
radius.
blast. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So in this case, the hideout would just walk over onto the bridge, and the Jujek probably go into the corner, so you can't do it again.
Are they talking about whether he can get this camo marker down to the middle? I think he is, yes.
Facing off with the bulleteer, looks like.
Bulleteer that came back up. Obviously got the bulleteer and suppressive now as well, so it is legitimately dangerous. Yes.
You mean the one that's on the building or the one on the ground floor? If I had to guess, it's the Shrouded, and I don't think the Shrouded have templates. So you can run up there and dump a mine for the link team. It's mostly light infantry. It would kill all of them, except the hideout, of course.
Yeah. I agree that would be a really tempting play to make as the combined army player. However, one thing to bear in mind is that I think he's also very light on specialists. So it depends on if he can afford to lose one, if it is a specialist.
But assuming he has a repeater, to be fair, we don't actually know what's under that camouflage marker. It might just be a forward observer.
It could be.
And even if you do bounce the repeater, the killer hacker and the Xanavis get to attack you. And at that point, you only have one specialist left. Oh, no, you have two. Well, the thing is, the spotlight isn't guaranteed either, because the opponent will get to reset. That's the other big problem. No, but the Xanavis will, because you're doing it through a repeater, and so will the hideout.
Okay, towards the orb spot. Are the silhouettes tall enough to see over the barrels, or are they too short?
Nah, too short.
Okay.
Much to Dee's chagrin in our game, we realized that these things are too tall for S4 and S1s to see over.
Even if he's not going to make the guided missile play, I would like to see the combined army make some use of that missile launcher at some point. You know, maybe start thinking about whether it can cover a console or something.
Does he have a evil hacker? No, it doesn't look like it.
Don't think so.
Man, it is killing me at this point to know what's his hidden information.
Yeah, absolutely. Must be checking his zone of control ARO, I think, or something. 6 again. Cool. we've been obviously having quite a lot of discussions about the two fire teams, but of course it's very possible that the Tiger could make its way into the back line and start eating through the Mulebot and the Danavast and the Mech Engineer.
Oh yeah, that's a strategy that could work. The Oxbot will not be able to see him as he passes due to its face.
Right. Yeah.
So you can just walk on by, kill the HVT on the way,
Yeah.
and then working on the Mulebots and such.
Yeah, so he doesn't even need to get to the meat of the White Company list to do significant damage. He can go for the specialists, he can go for that HVT. Right.
Yeah, actually, I think the Taika is in a good position to make a play. If you can just chain call the Oxbot and the designated target, then you can just move on to the next ladder and pop up behind them. And that would be a play right there. That would get the entire link. Oh my god, if he can do that, that could be potentially very juicy.
I idly wonder if the Tiger can just walk straight past the Oxbot because of the facing on it. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh yes, he can.
Yes. Right. Yes. Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Does the Tiger have stealth? No, right?
No, it doesn't have stealth, no.
Although it wouldn't matter against a Link Team anyway, that's 6 cents level. 6 cents.
They are plenty good enough, Tigers. It seems like the action's moved over to the other side. Yeah, I believe so as well. Tatarazi are fantastic, aren't they?
That was the 4-4.
Provoking 2 AROs. Orcs have a sidearm, don't they? Yeah, it's got a sidearm. I wonder if he opts to just kill him and tank the template. Actually, the Jujak and the Hideout standing, so I'm not sure I would take that. See, this is really interesting because he kind of needs to deal with that Datarazi, but he also needs to not eat a template on every single one of that fire team.
In this case, I think as the Orc, I would just pistol the Datarazi. If I can prevent them from putting down the chain rifle, that's good enough. If the heavy shotgun can see, then the heavy shotgun should probably just launch a slug. The slug would be on 9s. Datarazi tries to throw smoke, and that probably doesn't work out too well for him. Moreover, the let's see, if the Hideout moved a little bit, he's going to see this interaction. Oh well.
He could intuitive through it, I think.
Yes, which would be face to face with all targets.
Yes.
So it's actually a bad idea because all targets just shoot back or dodge.
Yeah, it's not great because the whip of the Datarazi is 13, and they'd be dodging on like 14s or something. Well, -3 actually, because they can't see the.
But they could also just shoot back with burst 2.
That's true. That's true. I think. I mean, with the Orc being arm 4 and the others being arm 3, I think they take the chance to shoot now and just hope that it doesn't get too cagey.
Yep, that's what I would do in this situation. Assuming the Orc doesn't just pistol him off the board, of course. With no cover, it's actually, a 50-50? Yeah, it's 50-50 to pistol him off the board.
Right, so the Orcs on like 17s to hit or something silly.
14s, because the Datarazi has magnetism.
Of course.
That is a very easy number to beat. But he doesn't. Oh no!
Oh, that's gross.
Today.
Oh, that's an armor save.
Did he move?
Why was there not a second skill declared? Did we miss something, or did he just not declare a second skill?
He might have forgotten the armor save. Like maybe he was one of those moments like, I failed. Maybe
because maybe he's just copying a template, perhaps. Yeah. But I just think because he had very good dodges or smoke. I can see the logic to any option from the Datarazi here, actually. Cool.
Oh, of course. I forget that
Datarazi
has 2 chain rifles now.
Double chain rifles, yeah, it's very nasty. This is why it's actually a little bit cagey, because 2 chain rifles are likely to take at least a wound, I would think. Right, especially now that the Orc's taken one. If the hideout does, what's that for? Guts?
Yeah, guts. People always forget it, but the orc doesn't have it.
Yeah. Neither does the Swiss Guard, interestingly, which is quite funny when someone takes a Swiss Guard missile launcher. Here we go. Interesting. So a Tiamat.
Is that a Sphinx or an Avatar?
Now, this is a Sphinx, or what's the other one? That's right, an anathematic.
I'm an anathematic. Now, if this is anathematic, everything all of a sudden makes a lot more sense. Especially if it's an anathematic hacker.
Go on it. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Although, one thing I just noticed about the danger of this play, whether it's a Sphinx or an anathematic, is that due to the repeater coverage, going after this Link team could be a mistake because he would take two Oblivions as he's doing it.
Where are the nearest repeaters? Does the Orc spot have one?
No, the Peacemaker has one.
Does it? Yes, it does. Yeah. Okay.
Which is what makes we were having a discussion earlier about how White Company is actually pretty good at hacking, just due to the fact that all their aggressive bots have a repeater.
Right, absolutely.
And of course, they have the Danavis in the back who's just taking advantage.
Yeah, an amazing hacker.
Well, the Fusilier one of amazing. It's another shot.
I think the White Company player right now is hoping that whatever this marker is, it doesn't have a plasma rifle, because that would really hurt.
Oh yes, it would be a lot of pain.
Really hurt.
That would be a lot of pain, but it's okay. The Orc, just like last time, will just crit him. It's fine. It's gonna.
Yeah. It could be worse.
Also think this is probably an anathematic with a Spitfire or something, because I think if it was the anathematic hacker, he probably would have just thrown smoke and started hacking through the repeater with a burst fortunity at the soft, fleshy Fusilier and Danavis. But
yeah. So he brings on the Tiho marker. He appeared to move it, or was it always in the corner? I'm not sure. I think he moved it. I personally think I would put more shots into the Orc and potentially try and tank the shotguns, but that could be wrong.
Well, if he has a plasma rifle, he can hit the hideout and just hit everybody. Possibly.
Yeah. It's an anathematic. There's the plasma.
Oh, it's a hacker. Let's go.
And it's also a hacker, which is interesting because we have to acknowledge the fact that a WIP 16 BTS6 hacker is very good.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't eat the shots from the orc because it'd still be a face-to-face with the orc as long as the template hits him.
I think
and he's going for the hideout. Oh. Just out of range, though.
He could have had his cake and eat it, right, by just splitting his burst. I imagine.
Well, he might have his cake and eat it, too, depending on the distance between these two. And they're in range. He's hitting everybody with the template.
Yeah, so I personally would have wanted to put a couple of shots into that orc just to make sure I don't immediately die, because that would be very sad. Doesn't look very good. But that obviously is one hit, I'm pretty sure.
The orc is probably dodging. Yeah, it looks like he's dodging.
That's a fail if the surprise attack is remembered, which it should be. They need to remember he's got a -3 to his dodge. I think they're all dodging, aren't they? Yeah, cool, perfect. Yeah, yeah. 3, 2, and a 13, 2, and a 7. The 13 is probably a fail because of the -3, so I'm guessing the anathematic hits all of them. I'm imagining.
Yeah,
it was a miss. Really?
Yeah, they were past range. They had -3 for range, -3 for cover because he's at elevation, so -6 total. BS 14 down to 8.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, they're at 16.8.
Ah, that's a shame. So 0.8 out. Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely. I think the combined army player is actually in a reasonably strong position here. He needs to just pick apart a couple of pieces and then he can get his second console, I think.
How many orders does he have to do it, though? He only has 4 orders in the main group. I'm not as... The Nox looks like it's in the first one.
What are the colorings?
It looks like light green is the second group, and purple is the first group. I don't actually... I think I agree with the CA player being in a strong position. With only 4 orders left to push the anthematic up, you can just barely get to the Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And the Feuerbach is still doing his job of holding down the lane, so you still have to contest that.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And he does need to be very careful of that Peacemaker. Does have stealth, though. Worth bearing in mind, the anathematic does have stealth.
This time he hits. Because I think if the hideout was too far... Oh, no, he crit, didn't he? That's another 8. That's another 8 from the Feuerbach. Well, actually, I don't know the range. He probably very likely is in 0 range, which means those are misses.
Yeah, I think he's on 0 range. I think.
I haven't seen the measurement, but we'll see in the armor rolls right now.
Let's see who rolls armor.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go. An armor and a BTS because it's plasma, right?
Yeah, he's just rolling it separately because obviously different values, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then does it splash anyone else? I don't think so because he spaced them out, but it might hit the hideout. That's a juicy kill as well because it's the specialist over there.
Yeah, I think he did measure it down, and I think it wasn't in range, so I think he's safe.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Interesting. So that answers one problem, but of course the combined army player still needs to actually press the button.
You can definitely press the. Oh wait.
Oh,
What?
wait, what?
Oh, okay. That makes sense for the rest of his list now.
Huh.
I feel like this is what we call a bit of a meme list when you bring all the aspects and the Sphinx. Which is that what he's doing? No, he's not bringing the Sphinx. There's no way you can afford that actually. No.
Mate, what was that TO marker that just appeared?
I think he might have been checking for line of sight, asking if he goes up there, will he see the remaining team members?
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Which he would. Yeah, he can just climb up the stairs and he'd be able to see them. And they'd have no cover because now he'd be at an equal or greater elevation than them.
Oh, he's deciding to just press this middle console. That makes sense. He's just doesn't have too many orders left, doesn't want to make a really risky play, so why not just press some buttons?
Because you're bloodthirsty, which is what I would do. I would just you see, I get lost in the bloodlust and I forget the objectives myself.
Now, this isn't the simplest play in the world because actually, I'm pretty sure that bulleteer can see.
Yeah,
You think he would? Right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I don't know. Right, because he climbed down.
He spent 2 orders. Group 2 had 5 orders, and then.
Oh, okay. So he burnt an order, went pro. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Oh yeah, the repeater also got a response, which is just limited to spotlight, and that's it.
He could.
Which I think he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So that's a 2. So he's spotlit.
Right. A clipper would kind of make sense here, but it doesn't always make sense. I think a clipper is something you gotta choose to commit to, and I don't always think it's the best choice.
No, but he has played those. He's played those repeaters very aggressively. It seems like the kind of.
I think
it's
in this
the one.
Yeah, in this list it makes a lot of sense, but I don't think it always makes a lot of sense. Especially considering he has a Fuhrerbach hacking devices, a Spitfire, and a multi-sniper. He ran out of SWC.
So. Okay, so we've actually got 2 buttons pressed for the combined army player. We've got a decoy revealed and the real one. And White Company is actually yet to score, I think. Am I correct in that?
They are yet to score.
Yeah.
But
so
they are primed in a position to do so.
They're in a good position. Having said that, they can't press buttons from up in the buildings. They do need to climb down at some point.
Though, if you can just deal with the anathematic, the hideout killer hacker can press both consoles.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be thinking about maybe getting that anathematic and suppressive fire or something, if possible.
If I was a White Company player, I'd probably consider a long bomb on the Danavis to get a picture downrange.
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. This combined army list is delightfully greedy, isn't it? With the anathematic, the Corontid, the tigers. Probably wants to just go for the big score by killing the real HVT. There we go, using the cover of camouflage to give him a bit of free movement. What has vision? So, remember the Fusiliers are pro.
Yep, so they can't provide any meaningful arrows with this, unfortunately. Though
Right.
the Spitfire might be able to give something. Yeah, I guess he will, because he'll reveal melee.
See, that's interesting, because I was wondering whether the Caliban would reveal there and risk death, or just move again.
Yeah. So
That's true.
Eat the Egypt.
Yeah, I'm risk averse, you see. He will kill an HVT in a single order. I say now, before he rolls like 5 armor saves or whatever.
Or he just rolls a crit. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Targeted doesn't really stop you doing anything. You can even re-camo while you're targeted, as he did.
And it looks like the Caliban's gonna have some lunch.
Yeah, there we go. Cool. But he does. Okay, so how many wounds is he gaining there?
Just 2, the maximum allowed.
Right. So he's up to 3 wounds.
Mm-hmm. Which will probably be stripped off right now with the specifier on the Spitfire.
Yeah. So the bullet is on 9s to hit, I think.
Yeah, -3 for range, -3 for momentum, +3 for targeted.
Oh, I think he might be in the 0s range, maybe.
Possibly.
So actually, that would put him on 12s. I forgot about the targeted. Kind of interesting.
Oh, those are a lot of hits.
That is. I think that's 3 hits, isn't it?
And yep, there we go. And he lost all the wounds he just got.
Right. And yeah. No.
Oh, 100%.
No, he's definitely not in a bad place. I just would have argued that you could have done that in a safer way. That's my suspicion.
Yeah, that would have been a good call. You could have moved the Oxpot to like see the Caliban.
Yeah,
and burn him a little bit. Oh, you know, I think I see interesting play. I think we forgot about the Ranjan. The Ranjan can do smoke cover for the Peacemaker to just move next to the Anathematic.
Yeah, it's kind of stuck up there, right?
Do a climb.
Oh, it could do. That's true.
Because all he's got to do is just, you know, set it down, get within 8 inches, and that's easy enough to do. I think the better play than having the Dadarazzi do it is to just climb up and try to get the elevation on the Blink 2 and fire down at them. Because then it looks like they're in range of each other and they have boarding shotguns. You launch some plasma bolts in there, you're gonna do some real damage and kill a specialist, which is also no. No, if you go around to the left side of where the stairs are, you know, to fight the hideout. Oh, specifier on Anathematic going down, like Headsham speculated. Didn't you say that you should put the Anathematic on specifier? We'll see he's done that.
Oh yeah, I thought the Anathematic really wants to start covering the consoles, doesn't he? The combined army player is in such a commanding position with 1 HVT kill and 2 button presses. If they can just keep the white company player off the consoles, he's sort of got this, really.
Yeah, with the Anathematic during the fray, I think it's shifted quite a bit in the combined army player's favor.
Is he going for a medikit here?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Good thing mimetism turns off.
Yeah.
Let's replicate the success. Let's go.
And then rolling on the fears. There we go. Nice.
Which also is another option. You can just run into the hideout now and beat them up.
That's really neat, isn't it? It's just another threat there for the hideout.
He does have one order. That actually wouldn't be a bad play at this point if you have nothing else to do with the order.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, the Peacemaker can see him. Well, you might still want to do it, but I would be less inclined to do it with the Peacemaker right there.
Is he moving the knockback?
I'm being. Well, there's definitely a spot, like as long as I discussed it beforehand. All right, sounds good. Well, I will remind you at some point in the future.
I think it really helps to think through games like this because it just gives you a perspective that you wouldn't ordinarily have, especially when you're absorbed as a player. It's easy to miss things. Right. Right. And it is really interesting watching the ways people play because, you know, if I was the combined army player here, I would have tried to leverage those camo markers immediately and just press the consoles and not bother to go for the shooting. But
oh, I see. The Nox is shooting the Peacemaker with his gun.
Does it pay off?
I think that was a shot back.
Or was that armor?
It might have been armor. No, I think
No,
the
that was a shot back. Here's the armor 20.
Nah,
Love's life. It's not going anywhere.
Oh, the all-star of the game.
Don't forget the tiger.
Yeah, at the very least, like trading a 6-point or 5-point Taiga for a possible. I mean, at that point, is totally a good trade. I would make that trade every day of the week.
5-minute break. I think they forgot it because he'll say, "Oh, it's the end of my turn. Let's take a break."
We will just belittle them mercilessly afterwards. Not forgetting it. That's all.
So here's the thing. When I'm thinking about the White Company players list and their plays, I think that the core fire team on the roof it felt quite constricted, didn't it? It didn't really feel like it could spread out and really dominate too much of the boards.
The one thing I was really concerned about as basement is that if this Taiga was replaced by a Dadaratsi, this would be a massive problem, I think.
Oh, yes, it would be gross.
Because always the Dadaratsi just smokes off the Oxbot, stealth paths, and climbs up the ladder, and then this whole Link team is going to be toast.
What does it take for the White Company player to kind of get back into this game and win? What do we think? What are the plays?
So seeing as he went second, he could quite easily or comfortably just try to kill everything that is going to be stopping him, which is the anathematic. Well, I say easily; it's always easy.
It's anathematic.
But looking at the board, he could just push it forward up, climb up onto the far building, see the entire DZ of the opponent, and just take shots with MSV2 into the out of cover anathematic. And he doesn't need to kill it, because once that happens, he's free to kind of just use the range and smoke cover for the hideout to just take care of the consoles for him.
Yep. So we're saying the play really is to get that core Link team more involved, push them up, take some shots across the deployment zone, and then spend that last turn pressing buttons in typical Pano fashion.
And then, because once the hideout is there, I believe he can see. Yep, he can get vision of 2 of the 3 HVTs. And
Yeah,
the last
he definitely
one
can.
is. Where's the last one? Am I missing the 30 HVT?
There's one there.
Oh, I see now. Yeah. The only one that he can't see is over here, but already the Jujek can take care of him by just moving up.
That's the one next to the Jujak. That's right.
Yeah. So it looks like actually, if he just, I think the correct play here is pushing up the hideout. Oh, and he didn't forget the. I think he's gonna do the thing we mentioned earlier.
Is he going into the orcs? Is he avoiding the orcs? What's he actually doing? Probably wants to be killing it, I would imagine. Yeah, cool.
Oh, actually, no, I think the Oxbot did see him, because technically he was in the front arc at least a little bit when he rounds the corner. Interesting. But either way, he's going to get templated off on the Oxbot and on the Fusilier. Good trade overall.
On the HVT, you mean?
Yeah, the HVT.
Yeah, Angus. Right.
Poor Angus.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's worth OPs, so... Sure. That definitely seems to be the play, doesn't it? Was that a failed dodge or a past armor save?
I think that was a failed dodge. It looks like that's the flamethrower going out. It looks like he's hitting everybody. Yeah, it looks like he's just pinging them, asking for armor saves.
That's probably a dead orc spot, I would imagine.
A little unconscious with all the unconscious states they have nowadays.
Sure. I don't know which one he's rolling for first, to be honest. No, he didn't. He didn't.
And he killed both the Oxbot and the Dead Tracker.
Yeah, he chain culted across, hit the HVT, hit the Oxbot, got both. I think they decided that the flamethrower could see.
Which, yeah, he's actually technically correct, because I forget this is a weird thing, where when he crests the corner, the part that he can't see is on his front arc, so therefore the entire model is in his front arc. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it's something that's a little bit unintuitive, but it is how the rules works. And it gets around people being like, oh, well, you see your Maggie is so fat that I can just like move to the right. Despite the fact that I'm included in your front arc, I can see the back arc of you. So I shoot the back arc and get a back jump on you. What was the whip roll at the beginning? The initiative roll?
Can't remember.
Yeah, then it's hard to guess, but I would guess it's a Fusilier probably.
Yeah, there we go. So saying that he did remember to take that order.
Lieutenant. So I think it has to be one of the Fusiliers.
I think it's one of the Fusiliers. Yeah. Yeah, so there are only 2 eligible ones, right? Because 2 of them are specialists.
Yeah, so it can't be it. But it's saying there's 3 Fusiliers because they go up to number 3. So I'm wondering where the first one is, if anywhere.
Oh, yeah, we were speculating on this, and I think there are some plays.
I think the play here that makes the most sense to me is push up the link team further into the next building, get onto the roof, and then you can see the anathematic with the hideout multi-sniper, and you just take shots into his back. Well, I think he's in his back from there. I'm not sure.
Either way, a plasma rifle isn't doing much at that range. So
yeah,
you know,
and you're catching him out of cover, so you're very likely to deal some real damage to him with 3 bursts. And if he's out of cover, you're shooting him on 19s, which is
absolutely. Yeah. Once that anathematic has been dealt with, I think it's actually reasonably easy for the white company player to move around. But it's easier, certainly.
Yeah, I think if you could take out the anathematic, I think the rest of the game becomes a lot easier. Because at that point, all you got to worry about is the 2 Dadarazzi, I think. And whatever it is.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Very safe smoke play here.
Well, don't forget, he has one of his specialists exposed, the Caliban. And
that's true.
And the other one, the anathematic, has to trudge along to get to the last one with 4-4. And the last, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Right.
Use a regular order.
Yeah, there's 9 and 4.
Did he have 5 previously? We can count it up. Hold on. Because if he's a regular order, obviously that's very illegal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5. There's 5 regular orders, and he's down to 4. So that was a regular order.
Right. Okay. So
no, that's
the orc in the big group. I think the orc's in the big group.
Yeah, the Varangian in the small group. The small group has 5 orders to start with, so he has 4 orders now. That meant he used a regular order to make that move.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Though, as the White Company player, I probably would have just sent the Varangian after the Caliban to get rid of him.
Yeah. No.
Actually, I wouldn't even do that. I would just walk up behind him and SMG him. He has his back to him.
Why is there a prone marker next to the Caliban? He's obviously not prone because he stood up to...
I think he dodged when the Varangian moved in zone of control.
I see. Sure.
But he also made a mistake because now the Varangian can just shoot him in the back with a submachine gun.
Is that a crit dodge from the Caliban? No, it's not. Just, I think the bullet is shooting the Caliban. I think.
Mm-hmm. Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. That's why I was talking about him being prone. It's very tight. He can see, but it's not, like, not a lot. Just a single hit, I think, but the dodge wins. Yeah, the dodge wins. And that's the thing, when you're shooting at a Fizz 13 infiltrator, they're actually very good at dodging Calibans. Did he do the correct dodge? Yeah, I think he dodged 2 inches instead of 4, which is correct.
It's also one of those things where actually, now that we're looking at it, this is always the hindsight 2020 thing. The hideout could have just shot at him in the back as he's moving forward. But, alas. Oh, moving back, what?
He doesn't want to leave cover.
Mm-hmm.
The hideout can definitely just like walk up there and shoot him in the side or back. Right, absolutely. Though again, Calibans are very good at dodging. You want to catch him in the back if you can. Yeah, just move around the boxes. Kind of got. Yeah. Varangian's moving back. Definitely. Yeah, I definitely feel like the orc spot is the safest way of doing this. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah. If the white company player can just kill the anathematic, I think he's going to have a very strong last turn going forward. Maybe strong enough to turn it over, but
Yep.
or the hideout can equally just move forward on the other end of the bridge. You can see him.
Possibly.
No, he's targeted, not suppression. Talk about the Caliban?
The anathematic.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, he has to go all the way across the hideout. I'm talking about the multi-sniper hideout. And then the multi-sniper hideout goes all the way across. I actually think he ends up in his back arc, not his front arc. So it'd make the question of suppression irrelevant. Yeah, that building on the far right is actually in the back arc once you get to the corner. Which is when you see him. Yeah.
Smoke down. Why?
Is he going for melee?
Why is he going for melee against a Caliban?
That is a... Okay, well.
Well, you know, sure. He's got a 0.7 move here, for sure.
Maybe his plan is to bait him into dodging into him, and then just leave him there.
Maybe. Remember, there is no stealth on a Varangian. They do not have stealth.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
I actually don't see this play.
I think they both think he has stealth, and he's just... Oh, no. Never mind. I was wrong. This is not the case.
If he wants to put a template into the Caliban, he just uses the York spot.
Yep. And at this point now, they're stuck in melee. So, and now if he activates the branch, that's going to be a mistake. Yeah, could be. So, not to shoot the Caliban, considering you'd be on 13s with the hideout.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about. It's very possible for the white company player to pull this back, but he needs to actually get his specialist down and onto consoles. The most relevant one is, of course, that hideout. But yeah, it's interesting because he does have smoke on that console, so he could... I don't know, he could make a play. He might be able to walk without provoking the anathematic. He would provoke the Datarazi. The Datarazi would see, though. I think he would. Absolutely.
Yeah, the smoke, the Varangian is not for useful as a utility tool. At this point, he's tied it up and lost that utility.
You know, like having a smoke on that central console as well would have allowed, like, maybe the Danavaz to just walk down, press that button. Mm-hmm. Yeah, is he going for the hideout just to press the button? I don't know, just saw him hover over it for a second.
The hideout wouldn't be the worst option because you can press the button, then you could go ahead and Cyber Mask, move out, And you could... no, actually, it would be pretty bad still. I was thinking because he could probably get behind cover, Tire Mask, and do it again, but actually he can't. It's not an option. And unfortunately, to stand up and get down the ladder, you'd have to be seen by that thematic.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure if they weren't muted, we'd be hearing a lot of cussing right now.
Right.
Actually, you talking about the big one? I actually don't think that's a problem. I think I actually use it to his advantage. Because realistically, what he could do is just have the hideout, as I mentioned, stand on the far building.
Yeah, and just kill
the remaining anthematic. At that point, with his superior positioning, he keeps the entire army penned in.
That is true. That is true. He needs to leverage that position properly, or it's kind of pointless.
And then on his last turn, he can detach the Fusilier Hacker to just go down and touch the console.
He can. That's definitely true. And that would probably take, what, like 2-3 orders?
2 orders, because if he probably like drags the Fusilier into position as he's moving forward anyway. So then the Fusilier takes probably a 1 full order to climb down, then the next order just to move into base contact with the console and press the button. And then from there, the Killer Hacker touches the other button and the last button, and you got it. But, this is assuming that the play's going to make, and this is assuming that everything I'm saying goes to play perfectly. After all, without the list, maybe he has like another Noctifer or something, somehow. Maybe he fitted a Chronotid, an Anathematic, and a Noctifer into the list. Also, alternatively, for the CA player to win, you could also make the play of just using the Anathematic to go spotlight the enemy link team. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's a Shrouded Fort Observer at this point. What was that roll?
Close combat roll?
Oh, no.
Or a dodge?
I think it's close combat. Why are you... Okay.
Does the Varangian win a close combat? Looks like it does. Tanks the armor save, though, I think. Yeah, because Calibans have armor 1.
Oh, no, I think he just got hit. Yeah, and he just dies.
Right. It's hard to follow that roll. I wasn't too sure what happened there. Yeah. I just don't know. I wonder if the White Company player is just tunnel visioning a little bit and not looking at the breadth of options available to him. You know, I don't know, like he has just moved the Peacemaker, so he's obviously looking over there, onto the far side. Right. Here's the hideout, which is one of the answers that we spoke about a little while ago. Did he have to move the Peacemaker just to make space for the hideout? I mean, by N4 rules, he didn't, but I guess if you're used to N3, I think he did.
Yeah, technically he couldn't move through the Fusiliers, so that the Anth Ward rules, right?
Right.
Oh, they're prone. They're prone, so it doesn't matter actually.
Yes. Yeah. He could see it from the bridge. The hideout just needed to be on the little bridge area. He would have seen the Caliban anyway. What is this roll?
Yeah.
Dodging on an 8. And do we have the hideout on a 19?
With I don't know. I wasn't paying too much attention to the movement.
Provokes a dodge from the Datarazi, which is actually quite interesting. So he could have maybe used that to get into a safer position or something. Right.
What are you doing with this hideout on prone? Is that question?
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay. I see what he's doing.
right. So, right, just move to the edge and shoot the Caliban. Is he shooting the Datarazi? No, the Datarazi. He can't be. The Datarazi's probably just dodging or something.
Yeah, he can shoot the Datarati afterwards, but he just moves it to the other corner.
Yeah.
Right now, he's shooting the Caliban. The camera marker's prone. You can't see him. Also, that would actually not be a perfect time because then the hideout just shoots you instead of the Caliban. Because
8-2. Is this a dodge coming in from the Datarazi and the Caliban? Is that what's happening here?
I don't think the Datarati can see the hideout.
Not sure.
He's prone. The Datarati.
He's prone, but I don't know.
No, the Datarati's prone.
21s. Is it 21s? 13.
Yeah,
Plus
he's
3
targeted.
for the link.
He's targeted.
He's targeted. Yeah, okay. That's funny.
He's 22s though, isn't he? Because isn't he BS 13?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's 22s.
Yeah, so that's 2 crits for 4 saves immediately, and then the 6 is a hit as well. Actually, was it 22 or 23? 22. So the 17 isn't a crit, actually. So yeah, I think it was a good play to remove the Caliban, but it needed to be done quite quickly and elegantly, and it became a bit scrappy. Right.
And killed the Varangian. Yeah, I mean, I think the Caliban just did so well in this case. Which really, I think he could have just like been more direct and used his like hideout to just kill it, and that would have been probably done in one order. Oh yeah, he also had a free move over the Datarati from this whole exchange.
He does need to be slightly careful, though. I'm just looking at the fact that there's an Icodron at the base of that, the far end of that building. Right, so let's see. What is the plan?
Could be good. Put a repeater right in the crevice of those two boxes. You might be able to get the. That's a little far, but you put it on the corner of the blue building, you'd be able to get the anathematic within hacking range for sure. Then you can oblivion him to your heart's content.
Such a shame that Varangian's dead.
If that Varangian was alive, you could just smoke off the console.
Right, absolutely, and just go and press the button and not have to worry about this anymore.
Mm-hmm. And the hideout would have been able to kill the anathematic and the Dadarasi, eliminating, I think, all threats. I mean, you know.
I think, based on everything that we've been saying, it kind of sounds like the white company player needed to play quite a bold and clean turn, moving the fire team forwards, taking advantage of those sight lines, using some smoke, and just maybe swiftly removing some threats or pressing a button. But
yeah, I think the Combine white company player is playing it kind of like the Combine play is playing it, where the white company player is playing conservatively while he's playing aggressively, capitalizing on his trades, while the Combine player is playing conservatively. Yeah, go ahead. I would actually argue the opposite. When I say conservative, I mean being more risk averse. And I think the hideout moving up and doing shots is the more, is less risky play, because you have way better odds on accomplishing your goals with BS 19 going into the back of the anathematic.
Right. Right. Because it's the safest option, and it also gets your specialists to where they need to be, because they're being dragged along at the same time. And it's just very efficient shooting as well.
So what is the Danavas planning to do? Is the question here.
Yes. And we also need to recognize the fact that actually he's handing the combined army player two specialists, the Danavas in the middle and potentially the hideout over the other side.
You don't have a third turn.
This is the third turn.
Yeah. Going after the fire team at this point, I think is probably a mistake, because you probably lose the anathematic, and then you just make his third turn all the easier.
Okay, so he presses the button. They're gonna pick a dude. That one. Is it the real one? Decoy.
Look at this. Yeah, top half of round 3. The white company player gets one more turn after this. What I was going to say, actually, I think the safest play is depending on what's under that camouflage marker, because you don't really need to get the last console as a combined player, as long as you can slow the advance enough that they can't get your designated target.
Yeah,
which is entirely possible. Because the camouflage marker on the right side can just go to the rightmost console and just mine up the console, because all the models up there are like light infantry, right? So like
right. One of the things that I've been thinking is the combined army player is ahead in OPs right now. He just needs to make it as difficult as possible for the white company player to press the buttons. That's it, really.
Exactly. And one other thing is that the Fusiliers aren't prone. So you can actually just move the T-drone, which has not seen any use this whole game, and just start slicing the pie on the fire team, blasting them all apart one by one.
Right, right. Particularly when you start getting into that last turn, you can just get your T-drone into the game. There's no reason, you're not going to have another turn, so there's no reason not to.
Yeah. At the very least, you can have him just watch the console. If anybody tries to press the button, well, they're going to eat a missile.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it restricts, of course, the fire team because they can't be too aggressive. Because if one people get on the ladder, you just blast all of them at once. You're saying, T? I'm guessing he has a new piece of equipment called the teleporter, and that's how he did it. Also, I don't know. I'm assuming that they counted it correctly. He probably just spent the orders in a quick succession. They're like, okay, if we agreed that nobody can see this area, I'm just going to spend all my orders and do it this way. No, that makes sense. He's prone, gets back around the corner, stands up 6 inches, moves over there 8 inches. That's enough to make it back.
Strange. See, to me personally, and I'm sure other people would disagree, I actually think that unmasking the mission itself has quite a heavy order load because you've got to press the buttons and then you've got to get to those HVTs and kill them. And that, to me, I tend to play it as a mission where you can't really screw around too much. You've got to be quite concise. But I don't know, obviously. Yeah. Right. Absolutely. This is the kind of mission where a strong AROPs can actually change the game. Not necessarily because you're going to get the kills, but because wasting 3 or 4 orders can be doom, because you're just not going to have enough to do the mission.
Just use a Dynamo. Or Arigato. There you go. Order intensive? Nah, man. Just 2 orders away.
Well, you're talking to a Hackers LAN player, so you just press the button, then fide all the HVTs.
There you go.
It's so cheesy.
If only your Coombs could be specialists.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, I think he was thinking about climbing down, but then he pointed out helpfully that the Dadarazzi would see that action because there's a gap in the smoke.
Yep.
That too. Oh, no, he's prone, so he might actually not be able to see him when he stands up. No, I'm saying the Dadarazzi's prone, so he might not actually be able to see the silhouette. No, D, I'm saying the Dadarazzi is prone, therefore, when the hideout stands up, you won't be able to see him, possibly.
Interesting. I don't know. That was one of the ones that's quite close.
I think either way, I think that option's off the table now that he's pointed out the gap in the smoke anyhow.
Which 2 buttons does the combined army player have? I think it's the middle one and the right-hand side. The one near the fire team, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
So right now they're 1-1.
They should colour the consoles so they remember, who's pressed what. What? Yeah, I'm not sure what this achieves.
I think I see what he's trying to do. I think next turn he's hoping to clear out so that the hideout can just jump down to the console.
Yeah, I understand, but obviously the combined army player has an entire turn to just deal with that hideout.
Mm-hmm. Most of the people I've been playing with and then playing it as that's open because it's a bridge. I think that's what they've discussed. Then the opposite problem is true, that you can't vault onto the bridge because you're prone. And if it's a bridge, I would generally be of the opinion, why would you put a stopper in front of your bridge? It makes no sense to me thematically. Why is there a bridge where part of the building is clipping through it? So to me, it's just like, you know.
Right, like the cover, but then you maybe can't vault it, or neither. Doesn't really matter anyway because you get cover from elevation.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yes, I was just pointing out that lips to buildings are a bit less important than they were in N3 because the elevation rules slightly less.
They are still useful because there's always the option of dodging, of gutsing your way prone and avoid any further confrontation.
Yeah, I don't know about this play. Like getting the fire team all prone. I understand why he's doing it, but like, has he basically just conceded the map to the combined army player? I think he has.
He's relying on his hideout a little bit. He's cutting off the other Datarazzi and the other Anathematic, but this Datarazzi that's close to them is going to have a field day quite a bit. I mean, the Peacemaker, I think we'll see him moving up, and we'll get probably a template on him. Yeah, it looks like he might get a template on him, which is what I would do in this case. I would just template him. But then you see control to the Anthematic, because now the Anthematic can move up unopposed by the repeaters.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, no, you can just slug him at this point because of the close proximity. Which would be... Yeah. And of course, if you slug it, the Datarazzi probably just wants to chain rifle him. So, I mean, either way, this is very much a lose-lose situation for the White Company player.
Yeah. Just calling the hideout shot. That's the problem here.
Oh, yeah, with the hideout, actually, that changes the nature of this. Because now the Peacemaker can't really dodge. But no, I'm saying if the Peacemaker can now dodge because the hideout can see him, and he can put his faith in the hideout to kill the Datarazzi for him.
Right, so the hideout shoots and the Peacemaker tries to dodge, which means if the Datarazzi goes for direct templates, he's actually got not the highest chance of killing that Peacemaker, really. He could.
Yes.
I don't know.
I think so, because he rolled 2 rolls.
He rolled 2 dice, yeah. BS 11 on that, so +3 -3. So it seems like a good hit.
And good save.
Good save, though. And then it obviously gets smoked by a hideout.
Oh, wait, no. I think that was his contested roll of a dodge or whatever, and that's a summer save.
Oh, unfortunate then. Okay, so missed with a dodge, and then goes down because heavy pistols are very high damage.
Yep. Although the hideout will probably have his head for that.
So, whilst the hideout hacker is still alive, of course, that gets rid of the repeater there, which opens the left side up to the Anathematic because he doesn't really need to care about a killer hacker. Well, not that much.
Those are 2 hits.
17 probably hits anyway, right?
Yeah. That's a very dead. That's a very dead Datarazzi.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
And it's a warband. They're meant to trade.
I would have liked to have seen more speculative grenade shenanigans going on, I think.
I don't know. I think he used the Datarazzi pretty efficiently.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think the speculative is always risky, and I think a lot of times you can just end up wasting orders on not much gain.
The sniper hideout, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yep. Yeah, I agree. They're fast little things, those Ichid runs. Because you can, like, cautious move 6, that kind of thing. We'll see. He could still like drag his HVTs back just to make sure that the white company player can't kill them. Yeah. Not going for the ladder. Why is it? Okay, fair enough. But the Fusiliers are prone, right? So he needs to. Oh, I missed that.
Oh,
right. I missed that one. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so I think we're finally going to see a missile come down because the Ectron's coming up with the repeater.
Ah, so we're looking at a spotlight and then a missile. Yeah.
Which would be the play. If the Ectron could just move up and not be isolated by the hacker, that would be the play.
Yeah, it's a Fusilier hacker though, so you know.
So we'll see. The Fusilier gets one opportunity to isolate him before the shenanigans start. So
yeah, it's a whip 16 spotlight.
No, I'm saying isolating the Echidron so you turn off the repeater. Because that is something you can do. Oh, and the Danavis, yeah. Yeah.
So, sure.
And, yep, 8.6, yep. That means he gets free reign of the rest of the link. Yep. No, because I think the Fusilier number 3 is prone, and I don't know. Yeah, so what's the height of the building?
The blast is a sphere. I just wonder if it would reach high enough. I'm not sure.
What's the height of these buildings?
I don't know. Dee's right, though. It's a close one. It's a close one.
If the height of the building is 2.5, then the missile's out. You put the sphere.
So we've got a roll of a 9. Yeah, absolutely, because they don't have stealth. So, but you only need to kill the specialist, right? And the game is essentially won, really.
Yeah. Actually,
there's a paramedic. There is a paramedic. I apologize. So actually, there are 2 specialists.
Oh, yep. That's true. The paramedic can go do it.
But sometimes it's worth remembering that you don't need to kill the gun so much as you need to kill the specialists.
Which you can still do, though, because you can spotlight the paramedic, you can spotlight the Fusilier Combi 2 if we're playing at the little lips of the building are open. There are a lot of ways to get the kill on this guy.
God, imagine if he clips the lieutenant here as well, and then unfortunately the white company player is in loss of lieutenant for his last turn. That would be tragic.
Yep, at that point you can call the game because he has 2 orders.
Yeah, that would really, really suck.
And here it goes. I think we're gonna get it.
So what got spotlit? That can't. Okay, fine. Yes, that Fusilier there.
If the building is 2.5, I think the hideout's out of range. Unfortunately,
I would be sweating as the white company player right now because this isn't just a potential kill on specialists, etc., etc. This is also
you're killing the lieutenant.
Yeah.
Well, you can dodge these, thankfully, and you are at a full dodge roll.
So I think that's a 1 for the guided missile. So it's actually not that difficult to dodge. I think he's looking for 7s. I think that's a crit dodge.
No, 6 cents. He's looking for full physical.
Isn't it a template from out of line of sight? So it's -3. Oh, 6 cents. Yeah.
Looks like they're all dodging so far.
Nice
I think they did find the hideout was out of range.
This will at least make the game much more interesting because it would have basically ended on the spot.
I mean, another thing you could have done is you could have isolated the hideout to break the link team, and then done that. Well, the reason you want to do it first is so they don't get 6th sense, right? And then they probably would have been more likely to fail their dodges. Oh, they wouldn't matter either way because they passed them this time anyway. But I'm just saying, like, it would have made the missile easier if you're trying to go for the lieutenant kill. Though I don't know if he realized that.
So I just checked it because I had a feeling this 6th sense doesn't let you ignore the -3 anymore.
Yeah, it does.
Does
6th sense ignores all malices to dodge.
Yeah, not in oh, sorry. Sorry. It didn't say the -3. It just says it ignores all negatives to dodge. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They took something away from it, didn't they? Oh, you can't delay.
The delay. Yeah, the delay.
You can't delay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only malice to dodge you still keep with 6th sense is the malice from being immobilized from an adhesive weapon.
Sure. We keep having to check these.
Which also coincidentally, if you ever play as a Taiga, just remember, your Taiga dodges mines on 16s because of 6th sense.
Are we having a hack off? Is that what's happening here?
I think that's what's happening.
That's really nasty as well because obviously there's a surprise attack on the hack too because he re-camoed.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Does the hideout get a reaction, or is this in 2 orders? Okay.
This is a really smart move, actually.
Yep. Getting rid of all the specialists, that is a good play. He doesn't have to.
He's ahead right now, I think.
Yeah, he'd be winning 8-0 if he just, has the game state stay as it is.
4 dice is so just ridiculous.
13's going to do it.
Yeah. So he takes a hit there. Don't know what the BTS is like. Oh, that's sad. I just saw it. 0. That's very sad.
He does have 2 wounds, but wait, is he rolling? Why is he rolling 2 armor saves? Did he not?
Whip 13 -3 for the thing 9. Why is he? Is it? It's not 2 armor saves for a Trinity, is it?
No, it's just 1.
Oh, didn't think it was.
Yeah, and the 9 would have negated it to 2s. That's a hit. It's a miss. I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I mean, it's fine. They obviously figured it was 2, so. I wonder, was it another ARO? Like, I don't know. He hasn't placed a wound marker next to the hideout.
Oh, is it the 2 shots from the hideout? Did maybe he not spend 2 orders to do it?
The sniper, when he crossed the gap?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it could have been. Yeah, that seems reasonable. So 4 armor saves for the anathematic.
Well, it would have been 5 because of the 19th of crit, or it should be. So.
They might have just forgotten about it.
Yeah.
I have lost what's happening here, but it looks like the end result is that the hideout has gone.
Yeah, +3 for link, +3 for range. I assume he should before he gets into the cover.
He's shooting on 19s. Yeah, I think so. But here's the thing, because regardless of whether that sniper goes down or not, this white company player is starting to lose specialists.
Yep. I think at this point he's in a very precarious spot. Yep. All the player has to do realistically is either kill the lieutenant, which is entirely possible considering one of the 2 is already targeted, or just kill all the remaining specialists, which is also entirely possible. If you just that's too far. Oh yeah. Though I think at that point, I think you just killed both the lieutenants.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been really interesting actually to think about this game.
Yeah, I think this game is firmly in the hands of the Combine Army.
Yeah,
but yeah, this has been fun to look at. But
I
think the Canada really took away any chance for that White Company player to do something because it just had so many orders that he couldn't effectively project his forces.
Looks like we've got a re-camo on the Anathematic. Well, I don't really know. Like, so I don't know.
But the thing is, when you press, he's pressing that button, yeah.
Yeah, so we just go for that one on his ridiculous Whip 16.
Whip 19 from the hacker bonus.
Yeah, so you're just going to reveal immediately when you press the button, right?
Yeah.
So, what's the 11? Is that a
dodge change space from the Jujak? Zone of control dodge from the Jujak, I think.
Yeah, possibly. Why did the hideout move? To get better line of sight, I guess. I imagine. I mean, I'm guessing here. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and then he'll have all of them, won't he?
I mean, you're getting the possibility of the HVT being a hero and stunning the Anathematic.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a crit dodge or a crit shot would be amazing. Even if the Anathematic dies to the sniper, it probably doesn't matter at this point.
No, it doesn't matter.
So when you're playing a list similar to the list the White Company player was playing, that, you know, doesn't have a lot of camouflage, there's not too much forward deployment, you know, you kept everything in your deployment zone, you've got to be quite decisive about how you move out and how you kind of occupy space. And I think his second turn, he didn't capitalize on that well enough, and now he's in just a very difficult position. That's really funny.
No, I think they're changing the range for the Anathematic to the hideout. I think he put one shot on the hideout to try to stop him. And a 7 might be a crit, actually, if he's -3 for range, -3 for cover. Which would be hilarious if that was the case.
Oh, that's grim, isn't it? What a way to go. That's just horrible.
I don't know what the range is, but it looks like it's 24.
They've measured it at 24.2, so...
And the case, then yeah, 7 would be a crit, -3
yeah,
for range.
I'm pretty sure that is, unfortunately for the White Company player, a crit.
2 armor rolls, I'm guessing? Or is it those shots he's fishing for a crit, probably? No.
No, I think this is 2 armor and then 2 BTS. Or something like that.
Those are the 2 armor. Now he's going to do 1 BTS, if that isn't death.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2 armor and 1 BTS, I think.
Yeah, I think that's just death.
He's
there we go. And then
well,
not broken.
Yeah, he was the leader of the fire team.
I think he's out of orders. I think it was his last order.
Looks like he's out of orders. No, it was perfect. Pressing the button, killing the last HVT, removing the specialist, the only specialist on that side, was amazing.
All three specialists are on that side now, and there is a Ecodron repeater, so the hacker can't move up and do it.
And that camouflage marker, so Ecodron camouflage marker. So he's even covering his HVTs a little bit as well. The combined army player.
At this point, I think I don't even know if the White Company player can come back from this at this point. I think he just has no avenue to progress.
It's extremely hard. Yeah. And toast them as they stand up. If they try and come down the ladder, flamethrowers again. Is the White Company player bringing something on? Okay, so he thought he was at a disadvantage to hack the hideout. Sure. Now, what's really interesting as well, actually, is that the White Company player is in a position to press the console on the one of the flanks, but obviously the combined army player's HVTs, two of them are on the other side of the map. So even if he does get that console, he's not in a very good spot to actually go out and hunt HVTs. The only thing on the relevant side is a Jujak, which is next to an anathematic. Okay. Okay, I think the turn's flipped. Yeah. Only slight thing I think I would have changed is making sure the anathematic can't be shot in the back by the Jujak. Check cam right now. Or just even just move past. But let's see what happens. So it needs to.
Well, the one thing about the Jujak in the back is that he's a hacker. He just hacks him and he shoots him in the back.
Okay. Yeah, that's true actually, because he breaks stealth. He doesn't even have stealth anyway. Yeah, sure. Actually, I've been overestimating how threatening that is, because of course the anathematic can just hack it as soon as it moves. I forgot. Are they within 8 inches? That's the question. Flip to lieutenant order. Are we having a fusilier stand up? I think that's a missile, right? I think. No, it can't be a missile, can it? What's the 7? Oh, okay. Icadron dodges, I guess, on a 7. And then Donnie rolls 4 and 11. The 11 hits. And then the combined player Anth rolls a 19 for armor. I think.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Because I think what the combined army player is saying, I don't think I'm in flamethrower range. I guess that's what happened there.
No, I wonder why didn't it flashballs, considering he's targeted. Would have been at a 16 to the flashballs, I think.
Yeah. I guess he's just gambling on the fact that they're out of 8, but they're not. Or 8.5, however long it is for a small template. It just keeps backing up. Problem is, though, if he backs up too far, it will open a space for the Danavas to poke round and shoot it and not be threatened.
Cover. Yeah, but as long as your little toe is covered, you're fine. You have cover.
Yeah, so the Danavas is coming up. So interesting, isn't it? Because it doesn't really matter, whether this face-to-face roll's won or lost. It's just about wasting orders. That's all it is. Oh. There we go.
Yeah, the combine army player might as well leave everything on arrow, considering there's,
right.
He's not going to do anything else with them.
Yeah, there's literally no reason not to, is there? So the Danavas is going to come out, kill the Icadron, press the button, but he's so low on orders now, that's the problem.
Oh, Dee, before we head off from the stream and everything, could you ask the combine army player what that camouflage marker was? I'm curious now. But after the game, of course, I don't want to know. At this point, how many orders does the white company player have left?
I don't know, because he was on 4, but then he went up to 5. So I'm not really...
He misclicked and put him back up to 4. I think at this point, it is now in the realm of impossibility for the white company player to win.
I think so. But he can score points, which is always worth doing.
Now he's back up to 5 again. What's going on?
Flips an order on the bulleteer. What is the bulleteer doing?
Is he trying to get in zone of control of the Anth to hack him? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Like, is that it? Because the bulleteer isn't a specialist, so you can't.
Or to get line of sight on the Icadron.
Okay. Yeah, and it's in group 2.
Which is possible. Yeah. It's more efficient than spending the Danavas orders to kill the Icadron.
Yep.
Because group 2 isn't doing it. Yeah. Right. There we go. Yep, there we go. I think this is a dodge, which fails, and then some shots from the bulleteer, which I imagine are on 12s, or are they on 15s? No, they're on 12s. Yeah, they're on 12s. What is happening? Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh no! And this Icadron.
Oh, that's just ridiculous. This Icadron. Yeah, 12 plus 1, 13 in cover. Yeah, he's fine. And they have courage as well, don't they? So he doesn't risk like moving away or anything that's detrimental to his position. He has to run the Danavas now, I guess. 4 orders. Fusilier goes up.
Oh, Fusilier. Oh, I see. He's gonna wrap around to get him out of cover, I think.
Yeah, I get it. Right. I see the play. I just don't know if we have the luxury of being careful here.
Yeah, you score a point that way.
Yeah.
At least.
Oh,
is that the real one?
Mm. He is
Yeah,
also he is in flamethrower range as well, right? I think.
Rolled a 1 on that the Icodon, it looks like.
Is that
Oh, you can't double burst its arrow. But yeah, you should just put flamethrower.
Dodge?
I think it was a dodge, maybe a flash pulse.
Yeah, are they trying to work out if he's in cover or not? Maybe that's what's happening here. So is that 2 or 3 hits? It can't be. It can't be 3 actually, can it? Because even with the +3. Yeah, there we go. Right, fine. So Danavas moves up. You've got an HVT that you can kill, and you've got a button that you can press. There's 1, and whip 15 should hopefully get this quite soon.
And you get a hacker bonus in this mission, don't you? So you're gonna be like whipping.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not guaranteed. That's almost guaranteed.
If this camouflage marker reveals to be a hacker, that would be really. Ooh.
Oh. Interesting.
Steed embryo. Okay.
That explains why it wasn't being used very much. I imagine he didn't want to put any orders to activate it until he needed it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 8.5.
Yeah, but he had to declare the arrow, right? So he declared it, revealed it, realized he was out of zone of control, but he still revealed it because he declared it. Which isn't a correct play, because you might as well, because you're not going to get another chance to do anything with it.
Mm-hmm. He could, yeah. I didn't realise that Fusilier was in such a good position, actually. That's really interesting. I just didn't see that the white company player was this close to winning. But when you look at the position of that Fusilier, he can definitely do a lot. Jujak shooting this HVT.
Because the black company controls 2 consoles now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the real one? If he kills the real one, I think he actually does win.
If he gets the real one, I think so.
And the Numarok is this closest one is the real one, correct? Oh yeah. So he is in a position to win, actually.
Yeah, I honestly didn't see it, but there we go. Just use the combi rifle, dude. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's being a little greedy, I guess, and he wants to get both. So I don't think it's. Well, no, the reason you want to do both of Fusilier is because this guy, that guy, got to dodge prone into a position where neither of them can get him, right? Well, no, they would both dodge though, right? So I'm saying that's why, like, you wouldn't be able to split the burst. It's more efficient if you want to kill both to do the Jujak first, so you can focus fire on the Numarok. Then the Fusilier comes up with the other 2 orders and shoots the other one. Though you're more sure to kill the real one, which I think is more important if you just use a Fusilier first, which I think is the correct play. But I'm saying I think there is a reason to use the Jew-Jack first. There is a reason.
I have to confess, this game is closer than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to get a hack from the anathematic, so he needs to be careful because he doesn't have too many chances.
Yeah, I think his plan is to just try it once with the Jew-Jack, and he's pretty confident he can kill the closest one with the Fusilier in 2.
I don't know, though. I mean, I don't like 2 shots with a shotgun or 1 shot with a Panzerfaust, really.
Yeah, I don't like either of those options either.
That makes sense. 13 inches.
Well, let's see. That's a hit.
It's a 4, so that is a legit dodge. All right, so which one did he pick? 1 dice or 2? 1 dice. It's a 3. See, there we go. So that means the HVT dodges.
Oh no,
right?
it was 2 shots. He just didn't roll them together, but yeah.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
But either way, he does dodge.
Now that HVT drops prone, what does that actually mean? It doesn't actually mean too much. The Fusilier can still see it.
Yeah.
Jew-Jack's out now, though. He presumably gets hacked, I imagine. Yeah, I don't remember what's happening with the orders. Yeah. Okay, so here comes the Danavaz, I think. I don't know if he's just seeing the angle from the Fusilier, because we've been scrolling around the map for so long, I guess we've seen lots of different angles, whereas they've been kind of absorbed in it. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That's a dodge on a 6. Oh. Yeah, dodge, sure. And then Danavaz will be probably shooting on an 11, I suppose. Combined army players, AROs have been pretty good. Yep. Well, it depends on if the HVT rolls a 9 or a 6 for the dodge. Right. Looks like it was the 6. But yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think so. I think so. They even measured up the distance like multiple times. I don't know. Yeah.
No, actually, I've been thinking about the Icadron play, and I think actually the Common Army player might have been correct, because that did waste orders rather than just flamethrowing, which would have traded 1 order for 1 order. Because it turns out at the end of the day, White Company was just planning to move the Danavaz up to kill anyway.
True.
Oh.
True. He wants to see if he can not be seen by the anathematic, just in case he needs to spend multiple orders killing that HVT. I think. That's what I'd be thinking about personally. I'd be thinking about, what if I don't kill the HVT with this order? We've been a... Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And we've been obsessing over this Fusilier for a couple of orders now. So, what, did he cybermask? So that he wouldn't get shot by the anathematic? Maybe they just decided that he didn't. Like, I can only imagine that they decided that he didn't. Otherwise, why would you bother to cybermask? Do you see what I mean?
I mean, so far, you're talking about the whether the anathematic can see him or not?
When he was in the corner by the ladder.
Yeah, I think it might have been also been possible that they were just discussing, like, if I move here, do you see me? If I move here, do you see me? And maybe they're discussing, like, hey, at what point can you see me? And after moving about, you just calculated, okay, it's 4 inches, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so I siren mask and I end up over here.
Oh, did he just pass 2 armor saves on the HVT? I think he did.
Just passed 2 armor saves.
See, what if he's just showing silhouette, I imagine? Yeah, it has to be. And it really does go to show, like, you can't always rely on those rifle hits to kill the HVT, because it has successfully tanked 2 shots so far. This game is going to go down to the last order.
In my experience, you can't rely on anything to kill HVT reliably. They always...
Yeah, everyone screws up, don't they? All right, I think this is the last kind of face-to-face of the game, right?
Well, the 12 will be a hit as well because he's getting him out of cover.
Is he?
Yeah.
Why is he rolling 2 dice? Oh, for armor saves, okay. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that he'd already rolled the dodge. Right. Hang on a second.
The 12 would hit because he's out of cover, right?
No, that was a critical dodge, wasn't it? An 11? That's a crit.
You know what probably happened? Oh yeah, he could have been shooting at him. Maybe he was shooting at him to stop.
Okay.
So, you know.
Right. Yeah, well, I don't know. He goes down. Danavaz goes down. And I guess the white company player narrowly takes it.
I will count up the score to see what's up. If
It's been fun. Really?
So the white company player should have 6, assuming he has 2 consoles, which I think he does, right? He has the.
I think he does.
In the middle, and assuming he killed the real one, and the Combinari player should have 3.
Yeah, because the consoles do flip. It's not like you have both players have them, so they do flip between players in this mission.
It should be 6-6, I think.
Strange. Anyway, I should head off, but thank you for streaming. It's been great. Cool. Thanks, you too. See you. Bye.
Yep. Oh, both of the decoys. He didn't kill the real one. No. Panda didn't kill the real one. He killed the decoys, and the real one survived. So yeah, in that case, it's a very solid common army victory. Yeah. All right, you have a good one, man.